Okay, well, here on Amazon, you can get it on Amazon for $429.96. 5,000 watt heavy duty modified sine wave power inverter, 12 volt LCD displays, 4 AC sockets, USB, remote control for truck and RV, and emergency. So if you're going to use this in a truck, what we're going to do on this today, we're going to do a stress test on it. I've only got I believe a 300 amp breaker on it right now, and if that don't work, we'll just put in a bigger one. I think I have a 400 also, but on these wires here, see, here's a 500 amp you can buy with it. This is just a fuse, and if you're on the road, then you probably would be better off getting a breaker, because these, unless you carry some extra fuses with you, you don't want to be out in the middle of somewhere and have something go wrong and blow one of these fuses, and you'd be out of power for a while. So I would definitely go with the breaker myself. But if you're a truck driver, I'd put this little remote right here up there on the dash somewhere. That way when you turn the truck off, you more than likely have this connected right to your batteries. You'll be able to see this display lit up. And if you're not running much more than a fridge or a microwave, then it's gonna, if you're just in a truck stop or something, it'd probably go for hours. The main thing is you want to keep this up front where you'll be able to turn it off and you don't forget about it, because like over the weekend or something, it may just run your batteries down, running a fridge. Of course, you're not going to be using a microwave unless you're in it. But I've had this for a few months, and it's a very nice converter. Okay, you can run. We're going to hook up a refrigerator today. Truck drivers probably want to hook up a coffee maker to it. We're going to hook up a microwave to it, small microwave. So and I'm also going to run a big air compressor. I know truck drivers may have a smaller compressor, like the pancake air compressor. They may want to run something like that on it. Just got their dual USB ports for charging their phones and stuff. But people ask me in the comments all the time, where'd you get it at? Well, this is on Amazon, $429.96. So now we're going to stop, and I'm going to go over to eBay, and I'll show you where to get okay, this is like the breaker that I have. I believe I have a 300 watt and a 400 watt breaker. You can see they're pretty cheap, $11.49. Push down here and you pick whatever you want. I'd go around 300 amp for sure. That way, if you happen to overpower it, it will definitely trip this right here. And if you got a fuse in there, it will melt it, and if you don't have any extra ones, you're going to be stuck until you find another fuse for it. So something over the road, I would suggest, a camper or truck driver, I would definitely go with the breakers instead of the fuses. Yeah, that's a trolling motor. So yeah, that would be good on a boat, camper, truck driver. That's what you'd need. So this will give you an idea what to put in the system. You don't want to run your batteries right directly to your converter with no protection in between. Put this over here on your power side, and then I'll show you my connections here shortly. And this other connection, you want it as close to the battery as you can get it. Okay, we're back over here on Amazon. You can do this search right here. Just do heavy gauge copper marine battery cable. You can get red or black, or down here you're gonna need a long one, say 20 foot. That's $43. 15 foot. In a truck, I wouldn't think you would need much more than 10 foot maybe. But then you go to your breaker, and then don't forget to get your short one. Your little short one would be about 2 foot and go right to the power converter. Then get your black one. You got 15 foot and 2 foot, that's 17 foot, so you might want to get a 20 foot black one. But yeah, you can get these in whatever size you need, but just keep in mind you're going to need 3 cables. Let's say a 10 foot and a 2 foot with your breaker in between them, and then a 15 foot black one, and that'll do it. So I guess we'll go out to the garage, and we're going to do a stress test on this. We're going to see what all we can hook up to it, and if the 300 amp don't hold it, then we'll put the bigger one in. So let's go see what we can do with it. Okay, now we're out here in the garage. I went ahead and changed this breaker right here. This one's only 200 amp. I went ahead and switched it over to 300. And I was thinking I had a bigger one than that. This could be clear up to 500 amp if you can get one that big. So you push the button and it pops out. Reset it. But Benz, we're going to do a pretty good test on this thing today. I figure we'll go ahead and change to the 300. And keep in mind that can go up another, if we pop that, if it pops open, then that means we'll have to get a bigger breaker if we wanted to run what we was running. If you're just running a refrigerator and a microwave and that kind of stuff, so we're going to run a compressor, we're going to run a microwave, and we're going to run a crock pot with it. Going to see how that's going to do with it. That'll be 3 plugs, and if we got to get one more, we will. So I haven't tried the compressor yet, so we're going to attempt to run that big old compressor right there. It's got like I'm not sure how big a tank that is. Anyway, it's got one of them big motors on it. We'll fire it up and see what it's going to do. Okay, here goes nothing. We'll see what happens. Didn't work. Wow. Well, it's not going to run one of them. It just don't have the starting capabilities to it. It almost tried. It almost started, but at least it didn't pop the breaker this time. Yeah, I don't know what it was saying. Yeah, let's go over and see what it did. See if it overloaded or what it was. Well, I don't see nothing unusual on the screen here. 14.8 volts output. It don't say no overload or nothing. It was sure squawking a while ago. Okay, on your battery setup, okay, connecting it to the breaker. This breaker has a battery symbol down here on the bottom part of it. So if you get one of these breakers, the battery goes to the bottom part and your load goes to the top part. So I did the same thing here. The battery, right off the battery here, goes to the bottom part of it. And this here goes to the converter. Just hit. See, now it's shutting down. That's how you test your converter with the breaker. Okay, now we'll turn it back on. Okay, now we'll do well, I might just go ahead and have to do the refrigerator test, being this compressor didn't work out. So I'm going to have to go ahead and just pull that refrigerator out, plug it in with this long cord here. Go ahead and unplug the compressor off of here. It's definitely not going to run it. It's just too many amps to start it. Okay, we're going to have to pull out this refrigerator right here. This might be the size that a truck driver would use, or a camper. A little small freezer in the top. It's dirty, it needs to be cleaned up. Well, we'll get that pulled out and get it plugged in, and we'll run that, the microwave, and whatever else we can find. Something that won't completely kill it. So I'll pull that out real quick. Okay, I got it sitting on a stool here. I'll get this thing all cleaned back up before I put it back together. I'll turn this thing on now. Here to start up. See the light on in there. Let's start it back up. Yeah, I'll get that thing cleaned up before I stick it back down in there. Okay, now we have the refrigerator running. Now we'll go run the microwave. And then we'll see what else we can run. Okay, with the refrigerator running, we're going to turn the crock pot over on high. So if you're a trucker, you can be cooking you a nice little roast, or campers. And I got a jug of water in there. Check the microwave out. Microwaves tend to use quite a bit of power compared to the crock pot or the refrigerator. So we'll see how this is going to do. Okay. That's working good. Got one more plug, we can plug in something. Our drill. Got a drill right here. Something I can do real quick, because we don't want that microwave running too long, or the crock pot with nothing in it. Big old 1/2-inch drill. Got all 4 plugs going. Uh-oh. Like it just died. Well, that was a good stress test. We've seen how much it'll handle. So it was a little bit much putting everything together on there. So that's a good reason why you want a breaker, to keep from having to change the fuse out. Okay, we'll start that back up. Okay, we still got the refrigerator running, still got the crock pot running. The water hasn't got warm yet, so we'll try that again. We'll try it this time without the drill. And keep in mind that's only 300 amps. You can go clear up to 500 amps. So if I get a 500 amp breaker, then I might try this test again. We'll see if it'll run a full minute. Might ought to go one more minute. Okay, there's a microwave running, crock pot running, refrigerator running. The refrigerator was turned off, so it's going to be warm inside. It'll take quite a while for it to cool back down. Yeah, and in a truck or camper, your refrigerator is going to be coming on and off, so it probably not too likely you have them all running at the same time anyway. Seems to be holding now without the drill going. Oh, there it went again. Well, it lasted longer anyway. Okay, now we'll start pulling these off. Pull off the crock pot. It's starting to get warm. Now we're going to run the refrigerator and just the microwave together. Okay, reset this again. That breaker over here got so warm it don't want to reset now. So I might have to give it a minute. So you test them by pushing on the button there. It should pop right back in together. This and here's, there it went. Okay, the wires are, this wire is a little bit warm. Let me show you this thing here real quick. You can get you one of these if you want to figure out how many watts or amps you're using. Make sure you don't override it. This is called a kilowatt. Get these on eBay or Amazon. I don't think they're very much. I don't remember what I gave for this. I think they're less than $20. But you got to plug in on the back of it. You got to plug in on the front of it. And it tells you how many watts or amps you're using. I guess we can do that with a microwave real quick. See, this is the microwave here. That kind of give you an idea what you can and can't run at the same time. Okay. Now we're ready to turn that back on. 1028 watts. And that's a 5,000 watt converter. So yeah, you get too much going at one time, it will kill it. Yeah, I think it's doing real good though. Okay, we'll stop this thing. Now I'll check the crock pot. Give you an idea how much power we're running through here. Okay. See what's that in. That's 189 watts. So that's not too bad. So I think we did okay on our stress tests on the items that we plugged in today. So I think for a truck driver this would be fine. Run a 500 amp breaker if you can find one. You see the power is coming out of them wires is only going to be 300 amp. And anything more than that, this will handle a lot more than what's going through the wires. So that's what you got to keep in mind. Right here's the bottleneck. Right here, the breaker right here. Now you put in a 500 amp fuse, then it will hold even more than that. But then you got to take a chance of that thing blowing, and then you might have, unless you carry some fuses with you. So I like having the ability just to reset it, not even have to pull out a wrench to change out a fuse. So there you have it. I guess we're gonna end this video here, and got any questions, put them down below. But I believe this power converter did very well today. It's just too much for the compressor to start up with. But yeah, it did good. Okay, I'm back over here on eBay, and I did find one of them big 500 amp breakers for size 0, 1, and 2 gauge wire. Circuit breaker, heavy duty, car, audio, marine. About 30 bucks and free shipping. So I am going to order one of these, put it in my system. But I hate the idea of having to cut my cable ends off. But I guess whatever I got to do, I have to cut my connectors off of it. 500. That'll hold a whole lot more power. And this right here is what I'd get if you was gonna run all those items, like a microwave and a refrigerator and all that good stuff, coffee pot, anything you'd run in a camper or a truck. That way you don't have to worry about tripping this breaker right here. See, there's your ins and outs. Your brake right there. But I found this real quick and I thought I'd share this with you, so thanks again for watching.